Hi, my name is Denis and I would like to represent today you the channel Playlists for Learning to Speed Read. I'm not an English native speaker, so please sorry me in advance for possible mistakes in my speech. But I have a great experience in teaching the same things in Russian, so I think all the topics may be also useful in English for you. Who is this channel for? Probably for everyone who have ever wanted to master and to learn the technique of speed reading, but couldn't do it before. All our playlists will be updated gradually. The lessons will appear immediately after the recording. Therefore, you may finish all the lessons at a steady pace and in a quiet manner. And if it's necessary, you always may turn back to our first video lesson. At the beginning, I would like to dwell on the word counting technique. There is one easy way which allows us to count correctly any number of words in your text. The only thing you need is to add your text to the word editor. So, for example, that is, I open and highlight the text giving and receiving positive feedback in my Microsoft Word editor. After the highlighting, I go down the document and read 455 words of 457. So it's the total number of words. Besides that, I can see the number of characters with or without spaces in the text. In my case, I'm more interested in the number of characters with no spaces, so it is 2344 characters. That means how many characters I read for 1, 2 or maybe 3 minutes. In this case, it's not so important how many minutes. I only try to tell you how to do it conveniently. So you may add any text you want to the word editor and very quickly count the number of words. At the same time, you may take an already prepared and advanced text where will be already mentioned the number of words. If you count the number of words at home, you should take the book, count all the words, conjunctions and prepositions that are written there. For example, we read the text born in 1987, Kilian has been training for Everest and so forth. We may pronounce in 87, and in this case 87 are 2 words. But we may also pronounce 1987, and in this case there have already been 5 words. Take into account this feature when count the number of words. And now we are going to check our current reading speed and the text understanding. By the way, understanding is the main. You'll start reading the text carefully and independently from the beginning up to the end. Don't forget to prepare the pencil or a pen, a piece of paper and a cell phone. Put them next to you because you will need to use them. You are necessary to use the cell phone stopwatch. Press the start button at the beginning of your reading and the stop button at the end. I'll demonstrate you the screen with the text. Please press the pause button on this video, then press start button at your stopwatch and start silent reading. After finishing reading, please write your result and continue watching this video. Your result may be 68, 75 or 99 seconds, I don't know, it may be any kind of. And after that we'll work with the questions and answers. We'll have totally 5 questions. The number of correct answers will influence your final result. So let's start reading. Okay, I think you have finished your reading. Let's start answering the questions. Write your answers. The first question: what does the feedback sandwich involve? Please write your detailed answer. List everything you remember. If there is no any answer, so put the dash. Okay, the second: how often should you follow positive feedback with negative feedback? Also write your answer. If there is no any answer, so put the dash. Move on. The third: what is the name of the growth mindset proponent? It's a particular question, so you should write an exact answer if you remember. By the way, if I dictate too fast for you, just put the video on pause, write down the answer and then continue watching this video by pressing the play button. Okay. The fourth question: what does to create a positive feedback culture mean? You may write the answer in your own words. And the fifth: how does the positive feedback culture can help in the workplace? Write your last answer. So now let's start checking our text understanding. What does the feedback sandwich involve? Refer to the text. You know how the feedback sandwich goes. Say something nice, say what you really want to say something nice again. It means that giving negative feedback by accompanying it with positive feedback. If you have a correct detailed answer, so put 1 point. If you have no any answer, put 0 point. If you have an answer but it's not so detailed, only 2 or 3 words, no more, so put 0 0,5 point. Next question. How often should you follow positive feedback with negative feedback? Okay, let's read. Don't always follow positive feedback with negative feedback. Ensure there are times when positive feedback is given for its own sake and resist the temptation to offer constructive criticism. So it means that not always and not so often. If you have the same answer and it's the correct answer, put 1 point. If your answer is incorrect, put 0 point. Okay, next question. What is the name of the growth mindset proponent? It's a particular question, so the answer should be psychologist and growth mindset proponent Carol Dweck. Also put 1 or 0 point for your answer. Okay, I think you have finished. The fourth question. What does to create a positive feedback culture mean? Okay, it means not just wait for special moments like appraisals to give feedback. Offer informal positive feedback when making small talk or when walking down a corridor. Also put 1, 0,5 or 0 point for your answer. Next question. How does the positive feedback culture can help in the workplace? And read the answer. In the long run, by embracing positive feedback, you can not only enhance working performance but also enrich the quality of life in the workplace. Put also 1 or 0 point for your answer. Excellent! Now you may count the total amount of your points. The maximum result may be 5 points. Okay, let's go to the reading speed calculation ratio formula. I'll tell you how to use and where focus on. Okay, let's assume. We write the number of words in the first column. Number of words in the first column. In our case, it was 455 words that we read. I write the result here. Previously, we measured the time in seconds. So now I'm writing it in the second column. For example, it was 78 seconds. Anybody could have 60 or 98 seconds. The result may be absolutely different. Please indicate your own personal result here. Next thing I want to go is the reading speed ratio. I am dividing 455 by 78 and get my ratio 5,83. And how to find the reading speed ratio with taking into account the text understanding. You should understand that speed of your reading is not on the forefront. First of all, the main is the text understanding that greatly influences your final result. Just now you will see it. Let's assume we write the total number of questions. Total number of questions. It is 5. Okay. In the second column, I'm writing the number of the correct answers. Number of the correct answers. And it is, for example, 2. But it also could be 1, 5, 3, maximum 5. Then I plan to count my reading speed ratio, including the text understanding. I do it so. I'm dividing 455 by 78 and then I'm multiplicating it by the number of correct answers. It is 2. So my final ratio is 1167. It doesn't mean that you always need to answer the text questions, but mentally we will realize whether we have understood the text completely or not. It's just the objective assessment of our next exercise's progress. So you may say, I'm great, or I need to work a bit on this or that issue and learn something deeper. The next thing we'll focus on is the table of speed reading norms. What is average speed? What is normal or high speed? There are a lot of features now. I'll tell you about this taking into consideration the experience of working with different groups of people, as children, teenagers and adults. Plus you may mark your today's results and then track the growth after the lessons. Here are the reading fluency norms. In the first column there is a reading speed. It doesn't mean that you always read with such speed during 20 minutes or more. This table considers your maximum silent reading results in 1 minute. A very low level of reading is 120 or 150 words. But it's not terrible, it's not bad, it's quite normal. You should think about this. These figures mean only your maximum possible speed of a silent text reading, when you can't read more. A low level of reading is from 150 up to 180 words. But if you read, for example, the technical literature at the same time, either a chemistry or physics textbook, with unfamiliar terminology, so it's quite normal. Moreover, in this case it will be a high speed, because sometimes we need to slow down for better understanding, and as you remember, understanding is on the forefront. And if you read 150 or 180 words in a minute during 20 or 30 minutes, it will be perfect, it will be absolutely perfect, because you have to be very attentive. These norms are largely conditional and we need them more for measuring our category level. For example, first, second, third, and so on. What level we're having now? The middle level is from 180 up to 250 words. If we read with such a speed and understand the text during 20 minutes, that's beautiful. The above middle level with 250 or 400 words is less common. Usually it is typical for those people who read rather often and a lot, or those who make special reading exercises. Rarely found people who read with a very high speed of 600 and more words in a minute. They can read fluently and acquire huge data volume, particularly in the humanities, but once again, if we take the technical literature, the speed will be lower. Let's answer some questions at the end of our first lesson. Please write your answers. Write your total volume of points for checking your reading skills level. So, the first question. Do you always start your reading having a clear purpose and motive? What are you doing for and what do you want to know as a result? Put 4 points if you always have a clear purpose, your reading is motivated. Put 3 points if most often you understand the reason of your reading but without any clear motive. Put 2 points if sometimes you have both a purpose and a motive. Put 1 point, seldom, if your answer is seldom. Put 0 point if your answer is never. The second question. Do you change your reading speed within one article? 4 points. Always change. 3 points. Sometimes. 2 points. Determine the speed in advance before starting reading. 1 point. Always read at an average speed. 0 point. Always read very slowly. The third question. Do you manage to concentrate on the text? 4 points. Always manage. 3 points. Primarily manage. 2 points only if the text is very interesting. 1 point rarely. 0 point don't manage. The fourth question. Can you quickly understand the reading text structure? 4 points. Always understand the structure of the reading text. 3 points. Quickly manage to understand the most important sections. 2 points. After reading a small part, I usually understand the whole structure. 1 point. Understand the structure only after finishing reading the whole text. 0 point. Don't pay attention to the text structure. Okay, the fifth question. Can you immediately understand the meaning of the whole sentence, or at least its part after finishing the sentence reading? 4 points. Always can. 3 points. Can if the text is not difficult. 2 points. Sometimes. 1 point. Seldom. 0 point. Can't. Okay, the sixth question. Do you reverse or make back skip movements of your eyes and repeat reading of the same? 4 points. Never. 3 points. Reverse if I have misunderstood anything. 2 points. Occasionally reverse if I have misunderstood any words. 1 point. Sometimes if I don't understand the text meaning. 0 point. Often reverse for various reasons. The seventh question. Do you follow the text with your finger, pencil or head moving? 4 points if your head and hands don't follow and don't move. 3 points. Sometimes my head follows the text line. 2 points. Follow the text with my finger if the text part is very difficult. 1 point. Often do it. 0 point. Always. Okay. The 8th question. Do you read aloud or silently speak the text that you read? 4 points. If always read silently and I think that I don't sound of the words. 3 points. I can't answer exactly. 2 points. Sound some difficult words. 1 point. Often notice that I silently speak the reading text. 0 point. Always read aloud. The next question. The 9th question. Do you imagine everything you read? 4 points. Always imagine. 3 points. Sometimes. 2 points. Can't answer. 1 point. Very seldom. 0. Never imagine. Okay. The 10th question. How do you move your eyes during the reading process? 4 points. Vertically, smoothly and rapidly, closer to the page center. 3 points. Zigzag from line to line. 2 points. Diagonally, skipping from one place to another. 1 point. Stop at each line for a while. 0 point. Stop at each word for a while. Okay, please count your total amount of points and write them here. It will be your result before training. Then we will work at our online lessons and a bit later you may independently compare your results by answering the same questions in this video. Hope the first lesson was interesting for you. You may achieve the results in the possible shortest time and absolutely free. If you enjoyed this video, giving it a like. This definitely helped this channel. Thank you very much for this lesson and see you next time. Bye bye.